UFC Fight Night, Islam Makhachev versus Bobby Green is this weekend, and we're here to preview the card and make our bets. So, starting with the main event, we have Islam Makhachev versus Bobby Green. What are you guys' thoughts on this fight?
I
Smash.
honestly think that it's so obvious that Islam Makhachev is going to win. We need to somehow make an argument for Bobby Green to have a chance.
Okay,
So-
the only argument for Bobby Green to have a chance is that we've seen Islam get chinned before. Like we've seen it. It's happened. So because we've seen that, we have evidence to suggest that it is possible to happen again. Outside of that, there's no fucking chance. Bobby Green's not a super hard puncher. He's more of a
Dude,
he's not a
knockout
knockout artist. To match that with the fact that Islam doesn't even get hit that much, and Islam's not going to stand and trade with them much either, because Islam's going to grapple with him for the majority of the fight, and regardless of your opinions of Islam, like he's one of the two best grapplers at 155 right now, and like Bobby Green is not even in the top 10 of that conversation, so it's just going to be a smash.
Alaquinta, he knocked out. I also think Islam, catch weight, maybe the extra 5 pounds might help. If we're trying to make an argument for Bobby Green.
No,
unless
Bobby chins him, there's just nothing he can do.
Also, what's Bobby Green's nickname?
King.
And what month is it?
Oh fuck, you're right. Black History Month.
And he has the king on his side, so I don't know. Unless Islam wants to be called racist, I think we need to.
Well, look how the Black History parlay worked out last time, Derek Lewis. So
I don't remember. But
Derek Lewis lost.
I didn't hit that parlay.
Yeah, the Black History Month parlay lost because Derek Lewis fucked it up.
Yeah, I mean, I think I could see Bobby Green winning rounds based on activity. I feel like if there's one criticism I would give of Islam is I feel like he could be inactive at times.
That's true.
Because he's such like a defense first type of striker that he doesn't throw a lot, but also he doesn't get hit a lot, right? And Bobby Green is kind of like the opposite, where he throws a lot. He has his hands down. He's always coming forward. So, I mean, I could see Bobby Green winning, a few rounds just based on like pressure and activity. And Islam isn't like the type of person to like force the grappling exchanges. Like he almost has to like go into it, like flow into it. You know what I mean? He's not like a Khabib where he's just like
smash,
shooting the takedown. Yeah. So I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, keep in mind, we're trying to find an argument for Bobby Green because I think it's so obvious that Islam was in basically every department.
Yeah, no, the argument for Bobby Green is Islam's been chinned before, so it can happen again. But like Bobby Green, like the only argument is maybe Islam is chinny if you hit him in the right spot. Like that's the only argument. Bobby Green has nothing else. Bobby Green doesn't like. It's not like okay, where it's like let's take like Conor and Khabib for example. Like Khabib is going to grab Conor, he's going to throw him on his ass for 5 rounds straight. He's going to maul him. That's what's going to happen. But if Conor catches him with the left, you know what I mean? Bobby Green doesn't have that. Bobby Green has no weapon that Islam has to be like.
I thought you were going to go into a very different direction. I thought you were going to say Conor's a bit chinny. He got dropped by Khabib.
No, I'm just saying like look at how Conor and Khabib went, and Conor actually had the power to bother Khabib, and look how that went. So
Islam,
like now you take someone without the power to bother the grappler, it's just not going to go well.
Islam by submission, I think, and when I saw him strike against Dan Hooker, he actually did a really good job. He flowed from a hook straight into like a takedown, and Bobby Green doesn't back up. Like
no, Islam's gonna grab him. Islam's gonna double leg him, throw him on his ass, and take him to side control immediately. Like I don't see this going very. I mean, Bobby's super tough. I'm assuming he'll probably fight off a takedown here and there, but he can't chain wrestle with him.
He won't even stop that. Bobby, Islam by submission. My official prediction.
I agree with that, although I am like. I mean, obviously, Islam by submission makes sense because he's been tapping motherfuckers left and right in his last few fights, especially how quickly he put out Hooker and like how easy he did it. But I don't know. Like, there's a chance he doesn't really. I mean, he's not like Khabib. Like a lot of Khabib's finishes were just smashings.
He has a lot more decisions than you remember.
Khabib?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does too. But I'm saying most of his finishes are like smashing. not most of his, but like he had a good mix of like submissions and like he had a couple TKOs. Islam, I don't think has ever like stopped someone with strikes in the UFC.
What do you think, Josh? Well, he stopped Gleison Tebow via knockout, but
Yeah.
what do you think, Josh?
I mean,
What's
with
your
like ground and pound.
prediction?
I think I think Bobby Green won't be able to stop the Islam takedown. Islam by submission seems like the most likely choice. But I mean, I could see Bobby Green dragging it out for a couple of rounds, but in the end, I think Islam's gonna take him down and submit him. I mean, you could go through Bobby Green's record. Lesser grapplers have taken him down. Thiago Moises has taken him down. Clay Guida has taken him down. Francisco Trinaldo has taken him down. So if those guys can, Islam for sure can. And
Well,
I guess the only argument for Islam not winning by sub is he hasn't been subbed in like a very long time. Like during when was the last time Bobby Green got subbed? Like 2009 or something.
yeah, he hasn't been subbed since 2009, but he's also never fought a grappler like Islam.
Yeah. So Islam by sub seems like the obvious choice here.
I agree.
Cool. Awesome. I guess Misha Cirkunov versus Wellington Turman.
I think this is an interesting fight. I feel like Wellington Turman, so he's pretty young. I think he's 24 years old, so you could still qualify him as a prospect. But if you look at his record, it's very unimpressive. He's coming off a win against Sam Alvey. Not exactly a great win.
Split decision too, I think. When he had like 2 points lead, right?
Yeah, but he gave away 2 points to Sam Alvey. So, I mean, he won the fight. It was still a competitive fight though against Sam Alvey. So not exactly a great win. The fight before that, he got chinned by Bruno Silva. The fight before that, he got ground and pounded by Andrew Sanchez. His chin is kind of sus. And I don't think his grappling is that good, even though he is known as a ground fighter. So I don't know. I'm not that high on Wellington Turman, to be honest.
I would agree. When I saw that, I don't. No, this may be me, but I don't see this as a competitive fight. Well, it'll be competitive in the sense that I could see Misha Cirkunov just grappling him and winning the rest of the thing. I just don't find Wellington Turman very impressive at all. Maybe in a few years he'll cut his teeth a little bit more, but I just am not very high on him at all. So Misha Cirkunov's a bit older and proven. So
based on his last few performances, like I mean, Wellington Turman's have really impressed me. Cirkunov's last fight, I remember that fight actually. It was Jadko. I remember it was a split decision, and I was confused at how anyone scored it for Cirkunov because he only won maybe one round. But I mean, Jadko is so much better than Wellington Turman. So, like, Cirkunov's just fought, but like he's just been tested against better people, and like the people that Wellington Turman's faced, like he hasn't looked good enough against them for me to pick him in this fight.
Yeah. I'm leaning towards Cirkunov. So the thing is, so he's cutting. So he used to fight at light heavyweight, and he's cut down to middleweight. And so against Jocko, and he looked decent. I just wonder if the cut might be too hard for him because he's a really big guy. I wonder if that will affect his cardio at all.
I mean, it's only a 2-rounder, so
yeah. I'm more betting against Wellington Turman, just to be very clear.
That's also true because Cirkunov was. I mean, he was always okay. Like he only really lost to people who were pretty good, but like he never really impressed me too much either. I'm just not. I think he's better than fucking Turman. That's all I know.
Yeah, I predict he'll grapple Turman to a comfortable decision.
I mean, I like the Cirkunov's -122 right now. I like that money line. So,
nice.
Yeah, I like it. That's good.
Same. The next fight, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know much about it. Yeon Kim. I'm usually pretty good with a lot of these women fights, but I don't recognize Yeon Kim. I remember Priscila Cachoeira. She's the one who gouged Miranda Maverick, or not Miranda Maverick, Jillian Robertson, and still lost. But I have no real opinion on this.
I only know Cachoeira because she was the one who was getting her ass beat by Valentina Shevchenko, and that was the last Steve Mazzagatti fight, or no, Mario Yamasaki fight, because Mario
She let him
Yamasaki
be a
was like,
warrior. Yeah,
I
I let
wanted
her
to
be a
get her a chance
warrior.
to be a warrior. And then Dana White made sure he never reffed again. That's all I know about either of these fighters. So,
I'm surprised.
um,
Well, you don't
No, I mean,
remember the
I know
whole.
Priscilla fought it. She fought on the Dustin card. She got subbed in the first round, I think. Um, and I mean, Yeon Kim is just. I mean, Priscilla's old. Like she's been around for a while. Like that Valentina fight was a long time ago. We still remember it. And Jeon Kim is only a few years younger, but she's less old in like combat sports or like UFC years.
yeah.
So
Here's an interesting stat that I found. So they're both 5'7", but Priscilla Cachoeira's reach is 65 inches, and Ji-Yeon Kim's reach is 72 inches.
Oh, I guess Jeon Kim to win. I am literally that'd be the only thing I'd be basing it on, to be honest.
Dude, Ji-Yeon Kim should be a boxer. What the fuck? That's like a Floyd Mayweather reach and height.
Like how? Well, I don't think boxing is very lucrative for like women, especially in Asia.
Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah. Okay, I guess
Um,
Jeon Kim because it reaches my.
yeah, Ji-Yeon Kim by reach, guys. Lock it in.
Let's get to the meat of this. Let's talk about why Joel Alvarez will murder Armen Tsarukyan.
let's talk about why Armen Tsarukyan is actually the future lightweight champion fighting on this card.
Maybe, but he gets stopped by Joel Alvarez, I think. I think this is just a bad matchup for Armen. Or not
I
bad.
think this is such a good fight. I'm actually I'm as excited for this fight as I am for the main event.
I'm more excited for this one because it might be competitive. I think Armen's better. You guys know where I'm going with this. I'm so high on Armen. I think he is like he's going to be a perennial contender very shortly.
I think Joel Alvarez stops him. I think that
No way.
Joel Alvarez, if you look at his thing, because I've been high on him for a while, he's just so good on the ground. Like most of his victories come from submission. He literally has a 0% takedown defense because he just submits everybody when they take him down. 16 submissions on his record, 3 KOs, 19 wins, so all finishes. Armen basically just has to kind of lay and prey on him. I don't think he'll be able to submit Joel Alvarez.
No, Armen doesn't. Armen beats you up. He doesn't just fucking tap you. Like Armen beats motherfuckers up and
I also think that Joel Alvarez is probably a better striker than Armen Tsarukyan too. Because just his last performance, he destroyed Thiago Moises. Nobody does that to Thiago Moises. That's another thing, and also he's just so big. Like I think this is going to be an example where maybe Joel Alvarez misses weight and kicks Armen Tsarukyan to ass and moves up a division.
I mean, he's missed weight his last 2 fights. I think Armen's just like I think that like look how good Islam is and look what Islam just does to everybody, and like Armen held his own in a lot of those grappling exchanges to the point that no one else has done. Like even like top 5-10 guys. Like I wish Islam would have fought Beneil because motherfuckers would dominate Beneil easier than he dominated Armen, and people would be like, "Oh shit, Armen's really good."
Yeah, no need to tell how much you hate Beneil.
Yeah, all right. We could put the Beneil shit aside.
That's less of Beneil being overrated and more of Armen being really good. I think Armen would beat Beneil. So like,
what do you think of how he compares to Joel Alvarez though? Is my thing because like
okay, so Joel Alvarez is like he feels like that because he's unranked still, right?
No, I think he's like
he's
like
50, but then they took him off.
Oh, he kind of feels like that unranked boogeyman a little bit, where he's a scary fight. But you know, I am. I think Armen's just better. Like I think Armen's better. Like Joel has nasty subs, and he's very like. I just don't think that shit works. Like I don't think like that shit will work against somebody as good as Armen. Like I just don't. Like Armen's a really good grappler. He's not. I don't think Joel's gonna be able to take him down like that. So
I don't think he doesn't need to take him down. Isn't that Armen's game?
Armen can strike.
Joel Alvarez is like 6 inches taller than him, man, and like has a longer reach.
Volkanovski's shorter than everybody. He seems to hold his own.
He also has a god tier reach. He doesn't have that again. Joel Alvarez is pretty much fighting a weight class down.
Cejudo was fucking giving up reach in half his fights.
I'm talking about Joel Alvarez, brother. I want
I'm
you
just
to tell
saying,
me what he's
like
got.
guys, I'm saying like reach isn't everything. That you can give up reach and still outstrike somebody. So
Joel Alvarez made Joe Duffy look like nothing. He destroyed Yankolov, who had him down. He destroyed Moises. All these round one finishes too, by the way. He knocked out Danilo. So I mean, his only thing is a loss is to Demir Ismagulov, who honestly, if he had fought more, he could probably be top 10.
Dude, I was thinking the same thing. So I'm actually really excited for this fight. So I ended up watching the Joel Alvarez versus Damir Ismagulov fight.
Mhm.
And honestly, Damir Ismagulov totally shut down Joel Alvarez. Like it was not really a fight. Which kind of begs the question: how good is Damir Ismagulov? He just doesn't fight enough.
He's 23-1. I could see him at the very least. He's ranked 7th in the division because he's above Connor.
Yeah, I wonder what's up with him because he doesn't like train out of a big gym or anything. He like lives in fucking Siberia somewhere. Maybe he just doesn't give a fuck about fighting. But he's really fucking good. I think he pulled out of his last fight or something.
Yeah,
I don't
I don't know if it was him or his opponent, but definitely. Um,
yeah,
Yeah.
Damir Ismagulov is just really good. I don't think there's any shame in losing to that.
but
I
like
just-
now look at Armin's one loss.
yeah, but I,
Someone's playing with a higher, you know.
I mean, my thing is that he was very impressive in his last performance, but you're basing so much on his one loss. Like, how did he do against Davy Ramos? Do you remember?
Yeah, that was a good fight.
Arman,
So here's the thing. Here's the thing with Tsarukyan is he could fight based on the matchup. So Davi Ramos is actually a really good grappler. Like honestly, probably better than like Joe Alvarez. But what Tsarukyan did was he just kind of used anti wrestling and beat Davi pretty handily on the feet. And then he took Davi down a couple times when he found it necessary. But I thought that was a pretty impressive fight. I watched that one too, and I think if Arman is to beat Joel, it's going to be similar to that fight where he kind of just, I guess, outstrikes Joel Alvarez on the feet because I don't think he wants to take Joel Alvarez down. I don't think he will either. I think this fight's going to be on the feet.
Yeah. And we'll go for it, Josh.
Sorry, yeah, I think they're both pretty good strikers. Actually, I think Arman is a better striker than a lot of people give him credit for, just because he's such a good wrestler that people think he's just a good wrestler. But I thought he showed a lot of good striking in that Davi Ramos fight, and
in the Gallegos fight, he fucked him up.
Yeah, he caught Gallegos with a nice left hook and finished him. That was good. So I think Arman does have good striking, but I think Joel has good striking too. So in my opinion, this is close to an even fight.
I also think that Joel Alvarez is a primary striker. Let's put that in the context with his submission record. If his submissions are that good and he's a primary striker, I think that says something. Plus, I mean, what do you think? Well, let's say this, Josh. Because what about if Joel Alvarez just misses weight again?
Yeah, that's a big thing. Like if Joel Alvarez comes in at like 159 and they just continue that fight, I mean that's a big advantage for Joel Alvarez.
Yeah. So like I think even if he misses weight, I don't think that's a detriment. He'll be forced to move up, but then Arman has to fight somebody who's really good, who has a 5-inch reach advantage, who has a 6-inch height advantage too, has really good grappling, has just as good striking. Like I don't see Arman has a chance to win, but I don't like his odds against Joel Alvarez. I think Joel Alvarez is really good.
Yeah,
Armin's
I think I could see both guys winning. I think this is an even fight, but if we were gonna say this is an even fight, I mean Joel Alvarez is like what, like plus like damn near 2-1
Yeah.
on Joel Alvarez. So
He's the smart money too.
I think this is a good underdog pick in my opinion for Joel Alvarez. But I mean I could see both guys winning. I think this fight's gonna stay on its feet. I could definitely see Arman catching Joel and knocking him out, but I could also see Joel catching Arman and knocking him out. Or like, yeah.
I don't see Joel Alvarez getting knocked out by Armen Tsarukyan. So the only, because again, I had to compare both their like knockout losses there, and it was again a million years ago for both of them. But unless Armen hits the perfect like spinning wheel kick, which put down Joel Alvarez before, I don't think he's gonna do that. I could see Armen just like not Armen, sorry, Joel Alvarez just destroying him from a distance. Thiago Moises had nothing for him, right?
I mean, I thought Thiago Moises touched him a couple of times.
Did he though? I mean, comparatively, like it's a pretty clear loss for what's his face.
I mean,
For
the biggest difference for
Yeah,
me, the biggest difference for me is that like Saryukin has faced people better than Alvarez, and Alvarez has not faced anyone as good as Saryukin.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
arguably the only person Armen faced that's better than Alvarez is Islam.
I
Yeah,
think
one person, and he gave Islam his most competitive fight in the UFC. So
I don't. I mean.
But it's also style. It's like it's like I think Armen Islam is like a really good style matchup for Armen because like they're both good at the same things, you know. And so like it's just like a I don't know. It's just like it's like but then this is like a totally different style matchup. This is a style matchup where I feel like Armen's going to be forced to stand with Joel, and you know that's just a different fight than Islam. That's a totally different fight than Islam. Armen.
Have you also like if you look at Joel Alvarez versus again Thiago Moises looks so small in that fight. Like, and he's like he's a thick big boy, and they didn't seem like they belonged in the same weight class in the cage. That's another thing.
Well,
Like,
that's because they weren't in the same weight class. Armen.
yeah, like Joel Alvarez is basically a 170 or two is kind of what I'm basing this on here, right? Like he's fighting basically a weight class down. So
Yeah.
like that's a big thing too. You know, if they were even, I probably would favor Armen Tsarukyan maybe. But he's bigger. He has just as good striking. His grappling's there. So he's also a finish machine compared to like freaking Tsarukyan.
Yeah. I think the only thing that gives me pause about Joel Alvarez is that I saw the Demir Ismagulov fight, and in that fight, I mean, Demir just outclassed him on the feet. And I mean, I don't know how good Armen's stand-up is. I think we're going to find out a lot in this fight how good his stand-up is. Because if it's good, I think he'll be able to shut down Joel Alvarez on the feet. But if it's not, I mean, I think Joel Alvarez can knock him out for sure because he has the attribute advantage, right? Yeah, like you're saying, like he's taller, bigger reach.
Yeah.
So I mean, you
Yeah,
know,
and I don't even know if
such
he's
an
more
interesting
technical.
fight. I love this fight. I love this fight.
Yeah. I also again like Damir Ismagulov, amazing guy. He's fought really good talent. He should be ranked, but he just doesn't fight very often. So
Yeah.
and I also think basing our entire perception in Armen on that one loss is, I don't know. I think that's a bit too much. You know, like
Yeah, I
show me,
agree. I mean, styles make fights.
yeah,
This is gonna be
show me what he has done, like where he's successful, right?
I thought he looked pretty impressive in the Davi Ramos fight.
he looked really good on the Ramos fight. He looked great in the Gagos fight. I mean, obviously Gagos isn't that good, but like he made it look like he beat him like it was nothing.
I am more impressed with Joel Alvarez beating Thiago Moises than I am with him beating Christos Thiagos.
Yeah.
But yeah, my prediction, and I think it's pretty clear where we all sit. I'm in Joel Alvarez's camp here.
All in on Armen. I still think he's like a future champion contender.
Maybe, but he doesn't go to Joel Alvarez.
Worst nightmare.
Yeah, I think for the money, I have to go with Joel Alvarez for the money.
For the money, I understand, but like I'm riding with Armen. I think
Yeah.
I think if you don't want to bet him because there's too much risk, I understand, but like I think he wins this fight.
Do you think that if you had to pick and they were even odds, who would you pick?
Oh, Armen, easy, not even.
No. I'm asking Josh. I'm asking Josh.
For even money, oh,
Yeah.
that's tough.
Yeah, because I would, even if it's even money or even for a favorite, I would still pick Alvarez.
For even money, geez, I would probably pick Armen for even
Dang,
money.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
okay. You'll become.
but it's honestly at even money. I really think it's a coin flip. I really think this is like this is like 51% Armen, 49% Joel for me.
Mhm.
I think it's that close.
That's fair.
We
All
can
right.
move on.
Yeah.
I think we've
The next fight of the main card is Armen Petrosyan and Gregory Rodrigues. Does anyone have any
Oh
strong
yeah,
opinions?
I do have actually strong opinions here. Um,
Okay.
um, I think that Armen Petrosyan is a great underdog pick at plus 140, plus 150. He's pretty much a knockout artist, former kickboxing person as well. Dana White Contender Series. Gregory Rodrigues might be able to take him down, hold him a bit, but I think Armen would just outclass him in the feet. If I recall, when he was fighting, what's the name of the guy whose nickname is the Iron Turtle?
Oh, Jin Park.
Yeah, looked like he was kind of gassing.
Oh yeah, he gassed hard. He
Yeah, and
gassed
so
hard.
like I think the Armen Petrosyan has never really, done that type of stuff with the gassing, at least from what limited sample size I have. So I could see maybe Gregory Rodrigues, he like grapples, he becomes tired, Armen gets up and knocks him out. So I think he's a very good underdog pick. I
I
could
mean,
see.
and Rodriguez has been knocked out twice in his career, so he's definitely taken some. He's taken some KOs. I actually like that. I would probably stay away from this just because there's other things in the card that I feel more strongly about doing. But I do like Armin as an underdog at plus 140.
Mhm.
Yeah. This is a tough one to call. I probably wouldn't play a winner on this one. Yeah. So like Gregory Rodrigues, he got knocked out by Jordan Williams in the first round in his
Jordan
Contender
Williams
Series
is.
fight. And Jordan Williams is not exactly that good. I mean, he's had a pretty poor run in the UFC so far.
Mhm.
But then other than that, Gregory Rodrigues has had pretty good wins. I mean, against Dusko Todorovic, that's a pretty good win. I think Dusko's pretty good. Junior Park was a good win, even though he gassed really hard. He did end up pulling through with the knockout. I think on paper, like Gregory, I kind of favor Gregory just because it's kind of like a grappler versus striker matchup. And in general, I kind of favor the grappler in that situation.
Sure.
Um, Rodrigues has like good like hip throws, like judo throws, and I think his jiu-jitsu is also pretty good. Like he competes in jiu-jitsu tournaments and holds his own. So I in that way I do favor Gregory because Armen is kind of like a kickboxing background. He got taken down pretty effortlessly. He got taken down pretty effortlessly in his Contender Series fight. He also has a pretty weak resume, to be honest. Like he's beaten a lot of like uninteresting guys, except for the one in the Contender Series. And this is a tough one to call though, because yeah, you're right. Like I mean, there's a chance that Armen just like chins him.
Well,
Um,
I also think is that if you just pick MMA record, sure he's unimpressive, but look at his kickboxing record. Like that's where I think a lot of this comes the difference here.
so I was looking online. There's a different Armen Petrosyan, right? Like the Armen Petrosyan on Wikipedia is not him,
Oh
right?
no. Then fuck then. I'm still gonna go with Armen Petrosyan then.
Yeah, because like the one that's like a 70 and 21 in kickboxing, that's not Armen Petrosyan
That's
in the
You
UFC.
got to go on Sherdog for this Armen Petrosyan. But he is all knockouts though. He's 6 for 6 with knockouts in his wins. So the sentiment is the same.
let me check. He's on one championship.com, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's
no, that's
on.
a different Armen.
Oh, no wonder. Never mind then. But still, I'm going to choose Armin regardless. I already put it in, so I'm just.
Actually, everything you said actually kind of holds true about the Armen Petrosyan in the UFC. So
Yeah, the other Armin was a world champion in kickboxing is the difference.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
well, Gregory Rodriguez is not that good, which is the other difference. So
Yeah, I don't. I wouldn't pick a win. I think. I have a bet on this fight. I think this fight's going under 1.5. I think someone's getting finished early.
okay.
understandable. I think that's the whole card. Do we want to go over
Yeah,
the bets?
yeah. Well, no, that's not the whole card.
Well, that's the whole main card. Is there anything on the prelims that we want to? I don't. See, I mean,
really like this card. I'm surprised you were interested in it.
Terrance McKinney is okay. That we could talk about that one. That's a fun fight.
I like that fight. I think that's
I
a good
like the
fight.
McKinney fight. Nothing else in the prelims like really
What?
draws.
No, this is an amazing card. Maybe.
Well, let's talk about this Terrance McKinney.
Yeah, let's go over.
Fight. So Terrance McKinney, he only has one fight. He has two fights actually, right? But the one fight against Matt Frevola, he basically just hit him with the 2-piece combo and knocked him out in 7 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty impressive.
And that's a good win.
Ferris, I was looking at his record. I don't recall seeing any of his fights, but they don't seem that impressive. I mean, Luigi Vendramini, Jamie Malarkey, Don. He lost to Don Madge. I don't know.
So
doesn't seem that impressive.
If I remember, maybe in round 3, Luigi came back really, really hard because the crowd was booing him to an insane degree. And so, yeah, I just think that Terrance McKinley, or whatever, I think he's just going to knock out Ferris. And just because he's knocked everybody out in round 1, I don't think that means he doesn't have cardio. And he's also plus money. Terrance McKinney will win. He has a great record. Faris Ziam looks kind of mid. Against Luigi Vendramini, he wasn't doing too good in the 3rd round. And Terrance McKinley knocked out Matt Frevola. He's very skilled.
All right, yeah, I like Terrance McKinney in that fight.
I also do. Not like super strong about it, but for the fact that he's plus 104, I think that's solid.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's do Perez Martinez because I think Perez is a pretty live dog at 184.
Maybe.
I actually, for the life of me, so I am I for the life of me cannot figure this one out. Actually, to be perfectly honest, like I don't know why Perez is such a heavy dog. So his last fight, he submitted Johnny Eduardo. I don't really remember that one, but I remember he got knocked out by Song Yadong, and he lost to Cody Stamen. But those are both like legit motherfuckers. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and Jonathan Martinez is not like some kind of like unstoppable bantamweight killer. Like his last fight was impressive, but I think before that he lost to he got knocked out by Davy Grant.
It was real.
Davy Grant's pretty good.
Davy Grant's pretty good, but then I mean, I don't know. He beat Thomas Almeida, who's also good. I don't know. I think it's a lot closer of a fight than the line would indicate.
I think Jonathan Martinez is rightfully the favorite in this match. I mean, Alejandro Perez isn't bad by any means, but I just think Jonathan Martinez is better than him.
Maybe slightly better. I don't think it's as big as the line would indicate.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be this fight's probably gonna stay on its feet. These guys are both strikers. I think Jonathan Martinez is just. I think Jonathan Martinez is a better striker. He's more active, bigger output. I think more power as well. I think we see Alejandro Perez get touched a lot. He got KO'd by Song Yadong pretty easily. He got knocked down a couple times by Andre Sukhintath. I remember that fight. That was a long time ago. For some reason, that's like one of the fights I remember, even though it's like fucking 5 years ago. But yeah, I don't know. I like Martinez. I think he's rightfully like a 2-1 dog or 2-1 favorite. I think that's fair.
Yeah. He's really good. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys have many opinions, but I could at least say about the other fights.
Yeah, I'm not too strong on anything, but if you want to give your picks.
Right. Victor out to Mariano and Carlos Hernandez. They're both making their debut off Dana White Contender Series. I think Victor is slightly better, also at plus money. It's almost even, but since he's slightly plus, I favor him.
Dude, this pisses me off because like I was interested in this fight, but like I can't find their fights on.
They're in Contender Series.
I know, but I can't find them online. Like they don't have it on ESPN.
Oh. Victor's a little. I think is a little better. It's pretty close, but I favor Victor a little bit more.
Okay.
Jinh Frey is a new woman. like before she went on a streak, but she apparently talked in her last fight about getting mental coaching to like get her over this hump, and she's been on a pretty good win streak ever since. Well, relatively speaking, of course. And I don't think Hannah Goldie's that good, to be honest. So,
Dude, Hannah Goldy looks juicy.
in what sense?
Like she's juicing.
Oh, like she's juicing. I thought you meant like she had a big butt or something.
Oh,
Okay.
no, she's ripped.
I'm
just looking
yeah.
at her Tapology photo.
Yeah, I think Jinh Frey is also just more proven with her record. So I favor her to win this fight. Next is Josiane Nunes. Great prospect, actually has power. If I'm gonna bet her, because I don't know if the odds or whatever live, I might bet her by finish, to be honest. And Ramona Pascual just doesn't seem as impressive, but Josiane Nunes destroyed her last opponent, who had it was like Stefan Struve versus Mark Hunt levels of height difference.
Okay.
So
I mean, no, I feel like I remember her last fight. Let me see, who was it against?
it was against Bia Malecki. I
Yeah,
remember.
was that fucking like middle of last year, like summer?
Sometime, yeah.
Yeah. I remember her. She's nasty, and she's a women's fighter who actually finishes people. And I mean, I feel like she can't be far out from being ranked at bantamweight. Like she's got to be like top 20, 25 easy.
Well, apparently this is a featherweight fight. What the fuck is that about?
Isn't it bantamweight?
That's what I'm seeing on Tapology. It says Tapology. It says featherweight.
Well, shit. Let me check the UFC page. It's
bantamweight on Google. All right.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that bantamweight though.
Yeah. I also bet Bia Malecki just because she was taller, to be honest, and
That makes
more
sense.
energy.
Josiane Nunes is 5'2",
Yeah. And
but she finished motherfuckers.
Bia Malecki's like 5'11", good reach and everything. Also pretty decent record, relatively speaking. But well, I guess it wasn't that good. But I just doubted Josiane Nunes. I think she's gonna knock her out. So
I like it.
yeah, but that odds aren't live. And this next one might actually be fight of the night. Ignaciao Bahamondes versus Zhu Rong. Ignaciao Bahamondes is a man to watch. Like, he's absolutely amazing on the feet and iron chin. He always gives you an amazing performance. He was actually up, I think, for the official UFC knockout of the year. Don't be surprised if you see this man fighting for a ranking very, very soon. I also think he's from Chile, just to make sure. He's just really good, is all. He's always impressive. He's a knockout artist. Keep it out. He'll impress you.
All right. Jurong is basically 22 years old, but he's 19-4. Wow.
Yeah.
That's an unbelievable record.
I imagine this will go to decision, to be honest. Since Zhu Yong's never been finished. That's the only thing I'm basing it on. But at the very least, if you are more hardcore, this entire card I think is worth watching actually compared to previous weeks.
Yeah, so, there's some sneaky good fights on the prelim.
Yeah. So check it out if you like good fights.
All right, time to go make our bets.
Yeah,
yep.
Yeah, I have my bets. So you go, Josh. First.
All right. All right, here are my bets. I have Islam by submission at +110. I have 3 units on that. I have Joel Alvarez money line at +180. 2 units on that. Petrosyan Rodrigues, I have that under 1.5 rounds, -130. I have 2 units on that. And I have Terrance McKinney money line +100, 3 units on that.
I thought he was. Maybe the odds have changed. I think you might have. Let me check to see if you have slightly better odds.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah. Let me.
What do you say you have for McKinney?
I thought it was +105. Which is
I have so.
It's plus. Oh no, +104. So you can slightly make your odds better.
Okay. Yeah, I was going off the one on DK, but yeah, it seems like one on FanDuel's a little better. All right, +104 for.
All right, McKinney.
Yeah.
All right, your board, Josh. I'll go next. I'm stealing 2 of yours.
Okay, yeah. What do you got?
Islam submission, whatever you had it in is same thing. This I'm gonna do 4 bets, 2.5 on each.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna take Terrance McKinney on the money line plus 104, 2.5 units on that.
Okay.
Copying. Then I'm gonna take Misha Cirkunov on the money line at minus 122.
Okay.
And then my homer pick of the night, we got Armen by KO or by points at minus 175.
I'm surprised none of you have done parlays for this card, to be honest.
Wait, Tsarukyan KO in points is how much?
Minus 175.
All right. I feel like there's a lot of close fights in terms of the money line. So I figured I just like the straight bets this time.
Yeah, I love the just the Cirkunov and the McKinney money lines. I'm good with that.
Okay. I went really crazy with this card.
Oh, good God.
Well, the first one I think is the one we all have, Islam via submission. So that means he's gonna lose, or we're gonna at least lose the bet.
Oh, we all have Islam.
Islam. Somebody switch your bet right now. Put in Islam by knockouts.
Yeah, so we all have him. Well, hopefully he wins, but I think
anyone was gonna break the curse, it's gonna be Islam submitting Bobby Green. Like if there was anything to break the curse, it has to be this.
I have Armen Petrosyan. I think he's a really good underdog. I think he'll knock out Gregory Rodrigues. Rodrigues will probably gas. And also, I mean, Arman may have been taken down, but he's good at getting back up. Misha Cirkunov, I think, is a hell of a value pick, to be honest. At minus 122. Maybe I'm hating on Wellington Turman a bit too much, but Misha Cirkunov is a great pick. That's minus 122. Now I got a plus 1,059 bet on here.
Good Lord.
Joel Alvarez, I'm very confident in him. Jinh Frey, I'm very confident in as well. Islam via submission, I'm pretty confident in, and I'm pretty confident in Ignaciao. So I think Joel Alvarez, we've discussed at length. I think he's gonna win. Jinh Frey, we discussed briefly. Islam and Ignaciao is an amazing prospect. So, yeah.
All right, unbelievable bet.
If I hit that bet, we might as well just say I win, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I'm plus 20 right now. I didn't do too well on the last card. So.
I'm minus 2.87, and Dermer is a astounding minus 23.03.
I'm way down. Armen gets my money back.
How many units? Oh, you put everything 2.5. I'm surprised you didn't put more on Armen. But yeah, Josh is statistically the best out of all of us, or statistically the most obvious, right? You want to be as close to zero as possible, don't you?
Yeah, I'm like right where Vegas wants me to be, basically.
Yeah,
I'm just losing based on the VIG, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like dead even on all my bets. Like I'm like 50% on all my bets. And I'm minus 2.87, so basically breaking even. But I feel good about this card. I like the bets I made. So
yeah, I think I've just been hitting some pretty good plus odds because most of my bets are plus money.
Yeah.
Opposed to like favorites. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think this will be a good card. I think this will be a lot more fun than Walker versus Hill.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right. I guess that's everything, right?
Yep. That's Cold Takes MMA. Like, comment, and subscribe.